This ebook has been written for information purposes only. Every effort has been made to make this ebook as complete and accurate as possible. However, there may be mistakes in typography or content. Also, this ebook provides information only up to the publishing date. Therefore, this ebook should be used as a guide, not as the ultimate source. The purpose of this ebook is to educate. The author and the publisher does not warrant that the information contained in this ebook is fully complete and shall not be responsible for any errors or omissions. The author and publisher shall have neither liability nor responsibility to any person or entity with respect to any loss or damage caused or alleged to be caused directly or indirectly by this ebook. Table of Contents. Introduction 7. Chapter 1, Reasons to Consider Eating Keto 9. Tips when starting the keto diet 11. Drink plenty of water 11. Add salt 11. Measure your ketones 11. Decrease stress 11. Get some sleep 12. Exercise 12. Batch cook and plan your menus 12. When eating carbs 12. Pay attention to your supplements 12. Invest in a food scale 13. Chapter 2, How does eating fat make you thinner and healthier? 14. Helpful supplements for keto dieters 15. The keto flu 16. Low energy 16. Nutrient deficiency 16. What supplements are best? 17. Exogenous ketones 17. MCT oil 17. Collagen peptide 17. Electrolytes 17. Chapter 3, Going on a keto diet is easier than you think 19. Transitioning is not as hard as you think 20. It's all about supplementing what you already have 20. Mindsets that ensure keto diet success 22. Mindset number 1, assume that you can do it 22. Mindset number 2, begin with what you have 23. Mindset number 3, enjoy your food according to rules you choose 24. Chapter 4, Why do people fail with most diets? 26. Sustainability is the key to diet success 28. The keto diet is sustainable 28. Most dangerous keto diet misconceptions 28. Misconception number 1, the keto diet is hard 29. Misconception number 2, you can't transition into keto 30. Misconception number 3, keto foods are unpleasant and unnatural 31. Chapter 5, How much weight should you expect to lose on the keto diet? 32. Short-term weight loss versus long-term weight loss 33. Intermittent fasting with the keto diet 34. Keto celebrates fatty, guilty food 35. Turbocharge the effect of your keto diet 36. What is the keto flu? 37. What does keto flu feel like? 37. Most of the symptoms are easily treatable. How? 37. Chapter 6, What to drink on the keto diet 39. Stop drinking soda 40. Can I drink adult beverages on the keto diet? 41. Eat beforehand 42. Know your amounts 42. Remember calories matter as much as carbs 42. Choose carefully 42. Drink guide showing carbs for each 42. Conclusion 44. The keto diet celebrates your guilty pleasures 45. Introduction. You've probably heard the phrase a lot but have no idea what it means. Your friends are all talking about it. Chances are, someone on your Facebook feed has posted a picture of some dramatic weight loss, giving credit to something called a keto diet. But what is it? The ketogenic diet is a low-carb, moderate protein diet designed to create a state of ketosis within the body as a means of losing weight. This probably didn't clarify things very much, so let's go through this a little slower. Bodies run on fuel. Usually, that fuel is found in blood sugar or glucose, which comes from the food we put into our mouths. But the body can also run an alternative fuel, called ketones. Ketones are made in the liver, from fat. The ketogenic diet, then, is a method by which we convince the body to switch gears, that instead of running the body on blood glucose, instead, it works off the fat stores, turning them into ketones, which then do the job of running the body instead. This sounds pretty good, doesn't it? The problem is, it's not as easy as you think to convince the brain to switch gears and start using ketones over glucose. The only way to get there is through a process called ketosis. How do we get there? Ketosis happens when we fast. But we can't fast forever, not without keeling over, and so we have to use different methods to get us where we want to go. In the keto diet, we reduce the carbohydrates coming into the body, because, quite simply, carbs become sugar when digested. By cutting carbs down exponentially to very low amounts, and then increasing fat intake, with a focus on the good fats, not the bad kind, you can convince your body to go into ketosis without fasting at all. So, it makes sense then that there are very specific things you can eat on a keto diet, and also very specific things to avoid. We start with dropping the GPS, grains/potatoes/starches. And then put our focus on fresh fruits and veggies, though careful of the carbs, and the good fats, especially those found in proteins, various meats, and nuts and dairy. With so many fad diets out there trying to convince you that they're the one true path to losing weight, the ketogenic diet comes out as being one of the more logical choices. Based on the actual chemistry of your body, it just makes sense. And the success stories can't be argued with. As with any diet, check with your doctor before beginning. Chapter 1: Reasons to consider eating keto. You've been thinking about it for a while now, but are still unsure if the ketogenic diet is for you. Maybe you've seen some great results that your friends have been having, but it seems kind of scary to make this severe of a change in your eating. Before beginning, realize that there are a lot of people who benefit from a keto diet. Who does it help? Anyone with inflammation. Ask anyone with pain issues, and they'll likely give you a list of food triggers that make the pain worse. This generally includes things like sugars, wheat and other grains, and starches in general. Well, the good news is, the keto diet removes all those things off the menu, thereby helping those with inflammation issues. What's also worthy of note is that there are also many foods that help with inflammation, many vegetables like beets, nuts, tomatoes, broccoli, and many others, all of which are exactly what you should be eating on a keto diet. Put like that, a keto diet for those with inflammation really just makes sense, doesn't it? If you're an endomorph or big-boned, and other body types that tend to store fat really easily. Let's face it, some people seem to convert everything they eat straight over to fat. The good news is, a keto diet helps to put a large body in balance. Bacon lovers, and others who love high-fat food. Given that the keto diet calls for eating things that are high-fat, the good kinds of fat, then if this is something you already love and crave, you've already won half the battle. It's always easier to stay on a diet that allows you to eat the foods that you love best. People who've gained weight quickly, and now need to lose it quickly. Still have that baby fat even though the baby is crawling now? Have you been through a long illness that packed on the pounds while you were recovering? Keto can be used to drop you back down to your normal weight range very quickly. Anyone with acid reflux. If you're living off a steady diet of antacids, this might be the thing for you. Again, the foods you eat are those more conducive to helping you to feel better when you experience constant heartburn. If you're on that list, then chances are the keto diet is exactly what you're looking for. The only cautions? If you're diabetic, have an eating disorder, or have had your gallbladder removed, this might not be the diet for you. As always, before beginning any diet, be sure to discuss your options with a medical health professional before you begin. Always be safe in your pursuit of becoming healthy. Tips when starting the keto diet. Starting a keto diet can be daunting. There are so many things to learn and understand. Many quit before they even begun, mostly due to the confusion of what you should and shouldn't do. It doesn't have to be this complicated. A keto diet is easier than you think, especially if you keep these top tips in mind. Drink plenty of water. Especially as you start, and your body goes into keto flu, you'll find you're using the bathroom a lot more often. Drinking plenty of water will help to keep you hydrated. Add salt. Too often, salt gets a bad rap for other health issues, but your body requires a certain amount of salt to function properly. When your body is in ketosis, you're going to be losing a lot more salt when you use the bathroom, so be sure to replenish it to avoid electrolyte imbalance. Measure your ketones. Speaking of being in the bathroom, you're going to want to measure your progress. Using keto sticks help you track where you are in ketosis. The good news? The sticks are pretty inexpensive and are certainly easy to use. Decrease stress. This one should go without saying, just because it's good for you no matter what. But did you know the body in stress produces extra sugar? This could hurt your ability to enter ketosis. To truly succeed at this, you first need to relax. Get some sleep. Going hand in hand with stress comes sleep. Again, the body that's not well rested is going to have the same problems as a body that's stressed out. A regular sleep schedule will do wonders in regard to your keto success. Exercise. It makes sense that exercise burns a variety of energy, including the glucose in your body. Exercising then gets rid of those stores quicker, putting your body into the keto state that much faster. If you want to jumpstart your progress, then, exercise is vital to your success. Batch cook, and plan your menus. Trying to figure out what to eat from day to day will be the biggest challenge. But being able to go to the fridge or freezer and grab a meal to reheat is not only a time saver but will keep you from falling off the diet. Planning what you're going to eat tomorrow will make tomorrow that much easier. So, take some time to first make a plan, and then put it into practice by laying aside everything you need for the coming week. Your body will thank you. When eating carbs, choose those from vegetable sources. You'll not only feel full but more satisfied when eating carbs from a healthy source. Pay attention to your supplements. MCT oil and exogenous ketones will both keep your body functioning at optimal levels, and be a little more forgiving by keeping your body in ketosis even if you screw up and eat something you shouldn't. Invest in a food scale. Pay attention to both carbs and calories when using it to measure out portions. This will keep you from going off track, especially when you're just starting out and not quite used to eyeballing portion sizes. With these quick tips, you'll not only stay on track, but find that it's much easier to manage a keto diet than you ever thought possible. You really can succeed at losing weight and feeling better if you use all the tools you have at your disposal. Chapter 2: How does eating fat make you thinner and healthier? If you've been to school in the past 60 years or so, you've probably gotten the lecture that fat causes heart attacks and strokes, thereby meaning fats are to be avoided with all haste. Unfortunately, this is not true. The fact is, we were lied to. It's sugar that our bodies run on, but it doesn't burn efficiently. We spike with sudden energy and then crash again. We eat too much of the sugar and the body stores it as fat. Forcing the body to look for alternative sources of food, the keto diet refuses to add to the sugars already in the system and tries to clean it out. This is largely due to the vast amount of water you need to drink. Being starved of its energy source, your body searches for a replacement source. The fat was stored there for a reason, after all. This is that reason. When the body has nothing else, it will start using up the reserve fuel. Namely, the fat stored. This isn't a diet so much as it is a change in metabolism. You're switching your body and the way it works over to the way it wants to work. Ketosis has some bad press though. Generally, that's due to a condition called ketoacidosis, a serious and common complaint among people with diabetes. This is a very different state. Ketosis is a natural state of the body, it just needs to be kicked in to create the change. So, toss out everything you learned about fats and the food pyramid, it's all false. The research was flawed, and several special interest groups had a say in the creation of what we consider to be the official dietary health industry. For example, it's no wonder that breads are at the bottom of the pyramid when the study was created by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, who support the heartland farmers that grow grain products. Also, keep in mind that a survey in the 1960s was influenced by a lobbyist group that represented large combined sugar companies, and suddenly fat was blamed for America's obesity epidemic. So, don't trust the press. Fat, the good kind of fat, is what fuels your body. It's lean and efficient and gives you energy and strength. Fat burned for energy can soothe blood pressure, lower blood sugar, and do so much more in healing and recovery. It's all because the liver can break down elementary proteins into the chemicals your body needs. Exactly as it's supposed to. Helpful supplements for keto dieters. You're on the keto diet, but now you're concerned about whether or not you're getting everything you need nutritionally. While that's a normal worry, keep in mind that for any diet, keto or otherwise, supplements might be a part of it. After all, that's the very nature of a supplement, to give you something you might otherwise be lacking. People take supplements for many reasons. Some are to provide for deficiencies in regard to nutrients. Others are designed to give optimal performance in a workout. Or to treat symptoms of another, underlying problem. Where a keto diet is concerned, you shouldn't need most supplements if you're eating correctly, you'll get what you need from the food you eat. But there are a handful that will make your life much easier and will reassure you that you have what you need to function at optimal levels. The supplements listed below will help with 3 areas while on a keto diet. The keto flu. These are the symptoms associated with just starting as your body makes an adjustment from sugar burning to fat burning. These symptoms are normal and will go away as time passes. Low energy. Even the best care of your diet might lead to lower energy levels as you adjust to things. Sometimes a supplement is just what you need to give you that added boost. Nutrient deficiencies. As mentioned before, any diet can have an imbalance. These kinds of supplements keep you from having to worry too much about whether you're nailing down everything you need. What supplements are best? Exogenous ketones. This is probably the most versatile supplement out there. It comes in a variety of forms, so it's easy to take and addresses every keto complaint on the list, from keto flu all the way down to brain fog and energy issues. If you have any question about whether you're doing keto right, this supplement is the answer. MCT oil. MCT stands for medium-chain triglycerides, and is fats your body uses more easily, leading these to be incredibly useful in weight loss. But more than that, they reduce LDL cholesterol and blood glucose as well, making these a valuable tool. Collagen peptides. Collagen is found everywhere in your body, in all our connective tissues. Your body makes it from protein, but this supplement is there to give you an added boost. What makes this supplement special is it helps you to build what you want: healthy skin, bigger muscles, and strong bones, all while helping you with less inflammation and better recovery after workouts. How does this help in a keto diet? Simply put, it helps keep your body in ketosis, thereby making your diet a whole lot easier. Electrolytes. This is probably one of the most important supplements on this list. If you're just starting out in a keto diet, you're going to notice that you're using the bathroom a whole lot more often than usual. This can lead to dehydration. Electrolytes keep your body in balance because they're made up of all those minerals you need, like salt and magnesium. As stated before, with the exception of electrolytes, most supplements shouldn't be needed if you're eating correctly. But it's nice to know they're there to not only support you as you learn to live the keto way, but to help you be your strongest, most optimal you. Take electrolytes no matter what, and carefully consider the rest to keep your body at its very best. Chapter 3: Going on a keto diet is easier than you think. A lot of people give themselves all sorts of reasons why they should not go on a diet. Believe me, I understand this process. After all, you've grown accustomed to eating what you like to eat and living the way you want to live. Change, for most of us human beings, is very hard. It's not like we don't understand why we need to change. Usually, this isn't the case where we are unclear as to the benefits of changing. But let me be clear, desiring change is one thing, actually going through with it is another matter entirely. It's too easy to just stick with what you know. It's too easy to just continue down the path you're on, but the problem is, if you have gone diet after diet and nothing seems to work, and you know that your current meal plans are not doing you any favors, you're going to have to step up. You're going to have to pull the trigger at some point and go on the keto diet if you've been meaning to for all this time. Transitioning is not as hard as you think. Here's some good news. Believe it or not, there are many food items that you already enjoy that are already keto compliant. In other words, you only need to focus on certain food items that are already on your meal plan and supplement it with other keto compliant foods. That's all you need to do to switch over. There is no ordeal, there is no black and white, do or die type of moment, there's none of that. It really all boils down to building on what you already have. Maybe you like eating pork rinds. Maybe you are partial to butter. Maybe you love cream cheese. Perhaps you have a particular liking for avocado. All of these are keto-compliant ingredients, you just need to build up on them. A lot of people are unclear about this, and this is why they think that the keto diet is some sort of magical door, dark, forbidding, distant, and they feel that they have to step onto it carefully, and then it's a big momentous life decision to go through. It's actually easier than you think, because you are already keto-compliant at some level or another. For some people, they are more keto compliant than others. For example, maybe you just like a few eggs, and then everything else is carb-rich or sugary. On the other hand, maybe have a buddy who is already eating a lot of greasy, fatty foods, and really isn't all that interested in rice, bread, or potatoes. That person will have an easier time transitioning, but you already have the seeds of the keto diet in your current meal plan. It's all about supplementing what you already have. One of the most common mistakes people make when they go on a diet is that they feel that they have to turn their back completely on their old way of eating. They feel that they have to completely forget all the things that they used to eat so they can discover and adopt a whole new laundry list of dishes. This is completely wrong, because if you play the game this way, you are going to fail again, and again, and again. Don't say I didn't warn you. The truth is, you have to work with what you add to your meal plan instead of taking stuff off. When you focus on the things that you're adding, your taste buds slowly begin to change. Stuff that used to be high priority for you fall off your priority list. Sooner or later, you transition to a completely keto-compliant diet. It all boils down to focus. Don't give yourself any excuses to fail by cutting out foods entirely. Instead, supplement your meal plan and focus on the new keto items. This way, you train your taste buds on a gradual basis so you can eventually transition completely to the keto diet. Now for some people, this can happen in a very short period of time. Congratulations to them. But even if you are the type of person that can take a while to change your taste profile, that's fine too. Don't put yourself on some sort of timeline. Don't think that this is some sort of race. You're not trying to impress other people. You're not trying to put on a show for others. You're doing this for yourself. If your timeline is a little bit longer, then that's fine. If you can speed things up, that's even better. What's important is you don't put any unnecessary pressure on yourself. It's hard enough changing. Don't adopt some sort of air of desperation. Don't add that to the mix. If you're able to focus on what you have and build on the keto foods that you are already eating and enjoying, then you will have an easier ride. Mindsets that ensure keto diet success. I don't know many diets you've been through, but let me tell you, if you don't have the right mindset, chances are you're not going to succeed. In fact, if you're like most people, your experience will fit a very familiar pattern. First, you're all excited about the diet and sure enough, you follow the directions very closely. Thanks to your careful dietary guidelines and your eager compliance, you start losing a lot of pounds. So far so good, right? This keeps up for maybe a few more days or even a few more weeks. But sooner or later, the pounds start coming back. Next, things go from bad to worse. You start gaining more weight than when you began your diet. Isn't the whole point of going on a diet to lose weight? Sadly, most diets are gateways, believe it or not, to additional weight. Talk about a frustrating situation. The reason why people go through this all too familiar tragic pattern is because they don't have the right mindset. It doesn't matter whether you are trying to adopt the keto diet, the paleo diet, the Atkins diet, the Ornish, or any other loss program, without the right mindset, you are playing the game to lose. At the very least, you should adopt 3 basic mindsets that will ensure keto diet success. Mindset number 1, assume that you can do it. It's very easy to get excited about the testimonials included in many diet books. You look at the before and after pictures and you get all pumped up. Please understand that a lot of those pictures are exaggerated. In fact, a lot of books that are very shady even use photoshopped pictures. I know it's shocking. I know that it's hard to believe that people would actually do that, but they do. So, a little bit of skepticism goes a long way. Still, don't just focus on the fact that the diet can work for other people. Instead, wrap your mind around the possibility that the diet can actually work for you. That's right, you personally, individually. If you can't understand that, and if you can't accept the likelihood of a certain weight loss program waiting for you, then you're making things much harder on yourself. It's like trying to play basketball and trying to put the ball through the hoop. If in the back of your head you're saying to yourself, other people can shoot really well, but not me, what do you think will happen? Your shooting accuracy will go down. You're sabotaging yourself. You're making things unnecessarily harder on yourself. This is why it's really important to assume that you can achieve success with the keto diet. Not the case study pictures, not the people giving testimonials, we are talking about you. If you can't make this assumption, then it's going to be a rough road ahead for you. Mindset number 2, begin with what you have. One common reason why people fail with diets is because they think that they have to transform into a completely different person. Alternatively, they believe that their circumstances or their situations need to change so dramatically so as to ensure success. When people think along these lines, they're basically just giving themselves excuses for either not trying or for expecting bad results. Believe me, I can understand why people do this. If you have been let down by diet after diet, it's very easy to become jaded. In fact, in many cases, it's very easy to expect failure. After all, you've gone through the familiar process of initially losing weight, and then getting it all back. It becomes an old story, and it's only a matter of time until your heart gets broken again. This is why you think that you should change everything that you can possibly change, to lay the groundwork for ultimate success. Again, you're making things unnecessarily harder on yourself. It doesn't have to be like this. You don't have to move heaven and earth to create optimal conditions. You know why? Conditions are never perfect. There will never be a time when your circumstances will be just right for you to ensure success. You're going to have to take that risk. You're going to have to begin with what you have. It doesn't matter what discipline level you have. It doesn't matter what else is going on in your life. It doesn't matter whether you feel good about yourself. All that matters are that you are ready, willing, and able to begin with what you have and assume that this will work for you. Mindset number 3, enjoy your food according to rules you choose. Another key pillar for keto diet success involves the issue of control. A lot of people fail with diets because they think that they are putting some sort of dietary straitjacket on themselves. For instance, they don't normally like a certain taste, but since they're switching over to a new diet, they force themselves to like a certain range of flavors. Let me tell you, it's only a matter of time until your old self rears its ugly head. It's only a matter of time until you go back to how you normally eat. This is a very frustrating situation. It's as if you are doing really well, and you're making all these changes, and all of a sudden, your old self pulls you back. You end up where you began. This is why it's really important to focus on enjoying your food. This is not an ordeal. This is not some sort of punishment. This is not some sort of situation where you feel that you are denying yourself. Instead, the keto diet should be a celebration of taste. It all really boils down to enjoying your food according to keto rules. You have to first choose the keto rules. You have to first choose to go on the diet, and then you select based on your existing tastes. There's no need to become somebody else. There's no need to change your taste buds. There's no need to go through any of that. Instead, allow yourself to enjoy the flavor range that you are already enjoying. Now here's the thing, even if you have a sweet tooth, you're going to have to minimize that. That's the only change, but for everything else, whether you like sour foods, salty foods, or definitely fatty foods, you should be fine. But as long as you manage your sweet tooth, you should be okay. Keep atop the mindsets above if you want to be successful with the keto diet. I'm not going to lie you and say that you can adopt these mindsets overnight. After all, the way you see things, and the way you expect things to play out, have been with you for a long time. You've grown accustomed to thinking about food a certain way. But if you change your mindset according to the 3 key pillars above, adopting the keto diet will become easier, and it is more likely to stick. Chapter 4: Why do people fail with most diets? The title of this article is a bit tricky. It really is. How come? If we're going to be completely honest with ourselves, most diet programs currently on the market work. You know it. I know it. Everybody who has been on a diet of some kind knows it. This is not a secret. After all, those books would not be on the market and people wouldn't be buying them if they did not work at some level or other. They go through some sort of selection system. The market takes care of itself. Things that work tend to sell more and they get a lot more visibility. You only need to look at the bestseller lists of diet books to get a clear understanding that these diets do work. The problem is not whether they help you lose pounds. That goes without saying. They wouldn't exist if that weren't true. If they didn't do their job, they would not exist. They would not be available on the market if they didn't at some level or other work. The issue is sustainability. This is how you should define diet failures. Unfortunately, a lot of people who go on diet after diet fail to do this. They just focus on the short-term weight loss. Maybe they have some sort of high school reunion they have to go to. Perhaps they're going to a job interview and they are under a lot of pressure to look their very best, so they go on a crash diet, they lose weight, and guess what happens next? That's right. Just as morning follows night, all that weight comes back. I'm not talking about some, I'm talking about all. Given enough time, most diets fail. The reason, of course, is due to people's inability or unwillingness to focus on sustainability. Let me say it loud and clear, if you go on diet and you don't focus on sustainability, your diet is going to fail. You can take that to the bank. Sooner or later, your life is going to catch up to you. Sooner or later, the past ways of doing things, and these are the things that you are accustomed to doing, will come back. Your old eating habits, your old dietary patterns, your old food preferences, all of these will come rushing back, and guess what happens? All the weight that you lost in the early or middle stages of your diet, come back. To make matters worse and to add insult to injury, you end up weighing more. It's bad enough that all that weight came back, but you end up getting heavier and heavier and heavier. This is why a lot of people who go on one diet after another actually end up getting worse and worse. This is the reason people fail with almost all the diets they try. They're not focused on consistency. They're just focused on achieving spectacular weight loss. There's no point in losing all that weight if you know for sure that you are going to gain all of it back and then some. Sustainability is the key to diet success. You have to wrap your mind around the concept of sustainability. If you can't keep the pounds off, it's probably a good idea to start thinking about not going on a diet at all. I know that seems harsh. To a lot of people, it may even seem extreme. However, if you think about it hard enough, it is the most practical thing that you could ever decide. Seriously. Think about it. Why should you go through all the hassle and effort of losing weight when you know at the back of your head that sooner or later that weight will come back? Let's not kid ourselves. Sometimes it only takes a change in our schedule or some sort of minor change in our lifestyle and all that weight comes back. Sustainability is the name of the game. The keto diet is sustainable. There is good news. If you are sick and tired of going from one diet to another with very little sustainable results, try the keto diet. However, there is a way to do this the right way. A lot of people jump in with both feet and they end up repeating typical unsustainable diet mistakes. This framework will enable you to turn the keto diet from yet another diet that you can pick up to an actual lifestyle that you can stick to for the long run. Remember, the name of the game is sustainability. Most dangerous keto diet misconceptions. There are several misconceptions about diets. This is the reason people fail to achieve much sustainable success with diets. Let's get one thing clear. Diets do work. If you're just looking to lose weight, any diet will take you there. As long as you follow instructions, and as long as you stick with them long enough, you will get what you came for. Losing weight is not the issue. The real problem is keeping the weight off. This happens again and again and again. It doesn't matter the name of the diet. It doesn't matter what year it is. It doesn't matter how many people are excited about a particular weight loss system. This will always be an issue. It all boils down to sustainability and, unfortunately, if you believe in certain misconceptions about the keto diet, it's only a matter of time until you get all that weight back. The worst part to all of this is that it's all your fault. It's not the fault of the keto diet. It is tried and proven. It is solid gold. People swear by it because it actually works. If you're looking for a sustainable and powerful way to lose weight, you can't do any better than the keto diet. The issue is whether you choose to believe in certain misconceptions that eventually undermine and sabotage your success with this diet. Misconception number 1: the keto diet is hard. One of the most common misconceptions about the keto diet is that it involves going into some sort of dietary twilight zone. It's as if you're going into some sort of no man's land that people haven't explored before. Believe it or not, people are already keto at some level or other. They eat a lot of fat with some carbohydrates thrown in. That's how a lot of people already eat. So, if you want to go full keto, it doesn't take much of a transition. You're already partly there. Unfortunately, a lot of people think that you have to move mountains, or you have to become a totally different person and completely reorient and change your taste buds for you to become keto. This is discouraging, this sets up unnecessary obstacles, and it's completely false. Look at your typical meal. Chances are there are certain keto items there already. You're partly there. So, don't think that this involves some sort of very difficult transition from zero keto to completely keto. It doesn't work that way. You're already partially there. Misconception number 2: you can't transition into keto. Just as bad as misconception number 1 is the idea that there is no space for transition in the keto diet. The idea is that this is just another diet. Think about it. The reason people fail with their diets is because they put this undue pressure on themselves to completely switch over to the new diet. For example, if you adopted a high-starch diet or a vegetarian diet, the idea is to just go all in all at once. In other words, you go cold turkey. It's like a smoker going from 2 packs a day to absolutely no cigarettes the next day. That works for some people, but, for the majority of people who go cold turkey, they will fail again and again and again until somehow, some way, if they're lucky, they make it through. That is not a winning strategy. A lot of people are able to achieve better success when they gradually or ease into their new lifestyle. That's the secret. This is not a diet. It's a lifestyle. It's a new way of looking at the things that you put in your mouth. This is a new attitude that you're assuming regarding your food. When you change your relationship with your food, you change your outcomes. There's no need to go through some sort of black and white transition. The more you think about the keto diet along these lines, the more unnecessary pressure you put on yourself. Last time I checked, when people operate under a tremendous amount of pressure, they are more likely to break apart. They are more likely to fail. Misconception number 3, keto foods are unpleasant and unnatural. It's very easy to develop an aversion to fat. Seriously. It's too simple really. How come? Well, if you've been told for several decades of your life that something is wrong, eventually you will fall for it. Sooner or later, you will believe it. In fact, you will start interpreting your experience in such a way that reinforces or validates what you've been told. However, let me tell you a simple truth. Just because a lie or a misconception has been repeated millions of times doesn't make it true. The same applies to high-fat diets. It's only been recently that the scientific community has discovered that high-fat, low-carb diets are actually better for you than the standard American diet. So, do yourself a big favor. Step beyond conventional wisdom and focus on your personal taste preferences. The good news is whatever flavor profile you like, there will be a keto-compliant meal plan for it. If you want to permanently say goodbye to all that unwanted fat, you have to play the keto game correctly. Chapter 5: How much weight should you expect to lose on the keto diet? Make no mistake, the keto diet works just as most other diets on the market work. Think about it. If people did not lose weight after they buy a diet book and carried out its tips and tricks, that book will soon be out of print. The great thing about the global market for weight loss products, and all the other markets for that matter, is that it has a self-adjusting and self-policing internal mechanism. This is called the supply and demand. If a particular product doesn't do what it claims to do, few people would buy it. The word will get out and people would stop buying that product. This is why I could say with full conviction that the majority of weight loss books out there work. Most of those programs do deliver. The problem is there are 2 timelines involved. You can't just focus on the first timeline. I am, of course, talking about short-term weight loss. Sure, you go on a diet and within the first 3 weeks, you lose quite a bit of weight. Awesome. The problem is, can you sustain it, so you keep the weight off for life? Sadly, when the conversation turns in that direction, most people fail with most diets. There, I said it. The reason is simple. A lot of us start to fight ourselves the moment we try to change ourselves. We're used to doing things a certain way. We have certain food habits, just as we develop certain life habits. We are the products of our habits. There's no need to deny this, because it's absolutely true. We can make all sorts of excuses. We can come up with all sorts of seemingly reasonable sounding justifications, but, at the end of the day, we are the products of our habits. The great thing about the keto diet is that it enables us to embrace these habits that we normally feel we should apologize for. If you like fatty foods, then you, like most other people, would probably be talking about feeling guilty that you eat certain things. You might even try to sweep it under the rug. You might even try to distract people in discussions, but the truth is, you're entitled to that. That's part of your flavor preferences. That's part of who you are. The keto diet enables you to embrace that within a certain framework. As long as you stick within this framework, your love for fatty food or food that makes you feel guilty will actually help you lose weight. Short-term weight loss versus long-term weight loss. I can say with full conviction that you can lose quite a significant amount of weight on the short term with the keto diet. Don't be surprised if you lose 10 pounds, 15 pounds, or even 30 pounds or more. If you pair your new keto diet with a moderate exercise program, expect even more weight loss. What really excites to me about this diet is not the short-term weight loss. Let's be honest with ourselves here. Most other diets are able to deliver on this. Most other diets, as I have mentioned, won't be in the market if they could not deliver some sort of initial short-term weight loss. The keto diet is no exception to this. What makes it exceptional, on the other hand, is its ability to deliver sustainable weight loss. In other words, you lose weight and you keep the pounds off. This is what makes it exciting and, on this count, I really cannot give you a range of how much weight you could lose. It really all boils down to whether you can commit to sustainable weight loss using the keto diet. This plan enables you to fully prepare to maximize your chances of success with the keto diet. Please understand that, just like any other diet, if you go into the keto diet completely unprepared, chances are you will fail. Again, we're not talking about short-term weight loss. We're not talking about the few pounds that you lose the first few weeks. We're talking about the pounds coming back as you stumble and fall later on. That's when the whole diet becomes unsustainable. Thankfully, using our framework, you will get a bulletproof way of losing the weight and keeping it off. You have to get into the keto diet the right way, and this framework enables you to do that. Intermittent fasting with the keto diet. Intermittent fasting is becoming very popular in the United States. Let's face it. Diets contain the word die. There's something negative about a diet. You know it, and everybody else who has gone on a diet and failed knows it. The concept of dying is a negative concept. This is very easy to see. It means loss. It means getting left behind. It means disappearing. People don't like that. They have a psychological aversion to lose such things, and it is no surprise that most people fail with diets. It's not like they failed to lose weight. That's not the issue. Most diets do work at that level. They will help you shed a few pounds. The problem is being able to keep the pounds off. In other words, it's all about sustainability, and this is where most diets fail. The reason is because people feel that they are denying themselves. They're supposed to eat certain foods and cut out other foods. It happens so quick and so abrupt that they don't have enough time to adjust. In other words, the diet remains a diet. It doesn't become part of their lifestyle. They never fully accept it. They never really wrap their mind around it to transform their mind and change their lives. None of that happens. Instead, it becomes just one Band-Aid solution on top of all the other failed Band-Aids that they have used in the past. I know this all sounds discouraging, but the truth is the keto diet is something different. Keto celebrates fatty, guilty food. If you love eating, you know full well that fatty foods make you feel good. They make you feel satisfied. They fill you up for a longer period. Your body sends less hunger signals in the course of a day thanks to all the fatty food you ate. But you are also racked with guilt. This is why the keto diet has been embraced with open arms in America and Europe and elsewhere. It proclaims the good news that you can engage in your guilty pleasures and not have to apologize for them. You don't have to feel dirty. You don't have to feel guilty. You don't have to feel like you are putting your life in danger. As long as you follow the keto diet rules, you will be fine even if you load up on fatty food. This is food that you're not supposed to eat. This is food that's supposed to be off limits to you. You've heard that for decades. Now, it turns out that fat is not the food demon that the scientific establishment has painted it out to be. Turbocharge the effect of your keto diet. The downside with a keto diet is that involves a transition. You can graduate into it. You can ease into it. But it still requires a transition. This is where the intermittent fasting protocol comes in. Intermittent fasting is so popular because it focuses on when you eat, not what you eat. You can eat like a pig as long as you eat within a certain time frame. Sounds awesome, right? It is no surprise that people are getting on the intermittent fasting bandwagon like it's nobody's business. They really are. Here is the good news. You can turbocharge the benefits that you get with the keto diet or intermittent fasting standing alone separately by combining them. By going on a keto diet and eating within the specific time frame prescribed by an intermittent fasting protocol, you will be able to stick to your keto diet and optimize its results. Isn't that awesome? It's very easy to get excited by the keto diet. In fact, it's very easy to treat it just as another diet. However, let me tell you, if you treat it like any other diet, you are going to fail. By failure, I'm talking about your inability to keep the pounds off sustainably. The bottom line is simple. It's not enough to lose weight. Anybody can do that. Almost any diet can help you do that. You have to aim for something higher. You have to aim for sustainable weight loss. What is the keto flu? Here you are, all excited because you're starting a new diet and are thinking just how great you're going to feel now that you're taking a directed approach to eating in a healthy way designed to help you lose weight quickly. But you're not feeling well. You're feeling worse than when you began. Chances are you're suffering from what's called keto flu. Keto flu occurs to almost everybody to some extent about 3 to 5 days into the keto diet. And while some people might feel terrible, most people will experience only a few symptoms. The good news? You can make yourself feel better. What does keto flu feel like? Feeling tired. Dizziness. Headache. Easily irritable. Hungry, craving sugar. Brain fog. Nausea. Muscle cramps. Feeling like you lack motivation. So, what can you do about? Thankfully, you don't have to suffer through. Most of the symptoms are easily treatable. How? Start by drinking a lot of water and adding in some salt. Why the salt? Chances are you're using the bathroom a lot more as your body goes into ketosis, so you're being depleted quickly. So, drink more water, a lot more water, and be sure to include some salt. That might mean drinking bouillon. Or simply adding a teaspoon of salt into a glass of water and drinking that. Increase your fat intake. As your body adjusts to taking your energy from fat, you're going to need a little more initially. This leads to another thing that might help: eat more. Don't worry about amounts initially, let your body be your guide. Select items from your allowed food lists and enjoy them as much as you like. As your body adjusts to the changes, it will eventually want less food, and you'll find yourself cutting back naturally later. Cut back physical activity. Because you have less energy, it's better to take it a little easier until your body gets used to things. Go with yoga, stretches, gentle exercise. You will have more energy than ever before in a few weeks. You can challenge yourself to that half marathon later. Right now, go easy on yourself. Put the brakes on things. It might be that you need to add in a few more carbs in the first weeks to ease the transition. There's nothing wrong with increasing them a little bit. But don't go crazy. The whole point is to knock out those carbs, remember? Keep in mind that keto flu doesn't last forever. It's just a phase you're going through as your body adjusts to a new way of eating. Be patient and give yourself some time to get on track, and you'll be feeling better than ever before you know it. Chapter 6: What to drink on the keto diet. Keto compliance is a fancy term for saying that you should eat and drink only fatty items. The whole idea of the keto diet, of course, is to eat and drink fat so your body burns fat as its primary fuel. Currently, your body is burning sugar in your bloodstream for its energy requirements. You get this sugar by loading up on food that is rich in carbohydrates. I am talking of course about potatoes, pasta, enriched flour like white bread, and grains like rice or heavily processed corn. All these starchy foods pump a tremendous amount of carbohydrates in your system. The problem with that is when your body detects carbohydrates, it starts to produce insulin. Insulin is the hormone your body uses to open up its cells to fuel that it uses for energy. Your body needs energy for you to stay alive. Simply pumping blood, blinking, breathing, walking, going around, all of these and more require energy. Currently, your body uses sugar in your blood for this energy. When you adopt the keto diet, you switch over from burning sugar to burning fat. This is a big deal, because when your body burns sugar due to insulin, you're not burning fat. This is an either-or proposition. Either your body is burning sugar, or it isn't. When you're not burning sugar, all that fat remains in your body's fat cells. That nasty spare tire that you have been lugging around for many years will remain there. It's not going anywhere if you use sugar as your primary energy source. This is why people are all excited about the keto diet. When you eat fat and less sugar or carbs, your body begins to burn fat for fuel. It starts off with the fat that you eat, but that is not enough. It then starts to burn your stored fat. Insulin is not in the picture, so that hormone is not blocking your fat cells from releasing their contents. Your body starts to burn fat, and you get slimmer, lighter, and better looking. What's not to love? Here's the good news. If you stop drinking this, you are well on your way to keto compliance. Stop drinking soda. Did you know that the average can of soda has more than 10 teaspoons of sugar in it? We are talking about gram upon gram of sugar. As I have mentioned above, whenever you have sugar in your system, your body will produce insulin. Insulin puts a stop to any kind of fat burning going on in your body. Kiss it goodbye, forget about it. This is why it is really important to cut down on sugar regardless of its form. The good news is you take one giant step to making that happen by simply cutting out soda or any fizzy sugar drink currently in your diet. It's not as hard as you think. Believe it or not, people can reacquire their taste for water sooner rather than later. There are other alternatives. You can try tea, you can try unsweetened drinks. You can try zero-calorie drinks as a transition. There's a lot you can do, but by simply cutting out soda, you are well on your way to keto compliance. You won't jump there magically. It's not like cutting out soda pop will dramatically and magically transport you to keto land, but it's definitely a giant step forward. Can I drink adult beverages on the keto diet? You want to go out for drinks with friends after work on Friday, but you've been on the keto diet for a while now and don't know what to do. You don't want to be a party pooper, and the truth is, you'd love an adult beverage. Is that even possible? The answer is complex, and you're going to have to consider a lot of factors before taking that first sip. It's up to you to decide if this is even worth it. Let's take a look at the hard realities of alcohol and the keto diet. The harsh reality? Alcohol has a lot of problems. You're probably going to overdo it in regard to calories. First of all, every alcoholic drink has a high number of calories, and those are empty ones that aren't going to do your body any good. But what's worse? You're also going to want to eat when drinking, and with less inhibition, it's really easy to go overboard. You're going to drop out of ketosis. The keto diet is reliant on your liver wanting to burn fat for fuel instead of sugar. The problem here is that the liver wants to get rid of toxins in the body, and alcohol is a toxin. You're going to get drunk super fast. Even if you used to be the champion drinker at your local bar, your body in ketosis has no ability to handle it. That's thanks to something called glycogen that used to be in your body that gave you something of a buffer to handle the effects of alcohol. With your body in ketosis, that's gone now, and so is your tolerance for alcohol. Expect that first drink to hit you like a ton of bricks. So, if you still want to drink after all this, then here are some quick tips to help keep you on the right path. Eat beforehand. Something keto-friendly to slow the effects of alcohol. Know your amounts. Watch for heavy pours so you can adjust your carbs accordingly if your bartender is a little too enthusiastic. Remember, calories matter as much as carbs. Keep track of what you're drinking. Stick to one drink and one drink only. Choose carefully. Below is a handy list to give you some ideas about what that drink will cost you. Drink guide, showing carbs for each. Fuzzy Navel 38G. Pina Colada 30G. Mai Tai 30G. Sex on the Beach 30G. Mojito 25G. Screwdriver 19G. Caipirinha 17G. 7 and 7 17G. White Russian 17G. Gin and Tonic 16G. Mimosa 15G. Tequila Sunrise 15G. Margarita 11G. Long Island Iced Tea 10G. Old Fashioned 9G. Bloody Mary 5G. Manhattan 2G. Gin Ricky 1.5G. Martini 0.5G. Conclusion. All of us have guilty food pleasures. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. The problem is a lot of people think that they should keep this information to themselves. In fact, if you ask them about their guilty food pleasures, you are sure to get some embarrassed responses. People will admit that they do have guilty pleasures, but you can bet they will bend over backwards to come up with all sorts of excuses and rationalizations why they eat the way they do. The good news is you don't have to beat around the bush. You don't have to give yourself excuse after excuse why you have certain guilty food pleasures. There's no shame in that game if you know how to play it right. That's how it works. Sadly, a lot of diets out there make a big deal about your guilty pleasures. They tell you that you're doing something wrong. They make you feel lousy. They make you drop your guilty pleasures and turn your back on them completely. I'm telling you, this is the reason most diets fail. Most diets try to impose some sort of new eating system on you that involves cutting out whole classes, categories, and flavors from your diet vocabulary. Sure, in the beginning, you are able to lose weight like it's going out of style. In the beginning, all those pounds start to melt off. You start looking better when you look in the mirror and you feel like $1,000,000. So far, so good, right? Sooner or later, all that weight comes back. It is unsustainable. The reason is simple. You have grown accustomed to eating a certain way. You have certain food habits. When you adopt the typical diet, you are forced to let go of all of these and simply choose to eat a completely new set of food. What if you don't have that taste profile? What if you don't have a natural preference for the flavor profiles of those food items? This is the reason people keep hitting one wall after another when it comes to losing weight. All of that weight comes back. It is all unsustainable. Until the keto diet came along. The keto diet celebrates your guilty pleasures. Most people love fatty food. You can say it. You can admit it. There's no shame in that game. The truth is, all of us have these guilty pleasures. Some people like fatty and salty foods. Some people like just fatty foods. Other people like the texture of fatty foods. It's easy to see why people feel guilty. For the longest time, we've been told by the medical establishment in the United States and elsewhere that high cholesterol foods and high-fat foods are bad for us. This has been the scientific establishment's mantra for several decades now. Lo and behold, in the past decade, we discovered that food items like the egg and animal fat actually aren't as bad as we thought. In fact, in many cases, they are actually quite healthy because fat, it turns out, has been unfairly demonized. The real villain, if you're looking for one, is sugar. Sugar inflames your system. Sugar creates some sort of cascading chain reaction in your biochemistry that leads to really bad outcomes. Fat has been demonized and made to look like the bad guy. This is why the keto diet is so popular. People are now embracing their guilty pleasures. This is the best thing that keto has going for it. There's nothing to hide. There's nothing to apologize for. Embrace your guilty pleasures, but do it right. Please understand that the worst thing that you can do is to jump into any diet with both feet with very little preparation. By downloading this blueprint, you will know how to prepare mentally and physically for your keto diet journey. The secret is sustainability. When properly prepared, people who adopt the keto diet are able to stick to it. They eventually get off the diet roller coaster where they lose weight only to gain it all back soon enough.